address is on the list. So I usually, whenever I send the release email, I get that and I could just view it that it sent. Then I was like,
Yes.
where is my release email today that I've sent? And then I realized, oh shit, I actually um, forgot to sort of. I'm not forgot, but
Yes.
at the same time, I did the deployment and I also sent the campaign out. So the campaign didn't actually sent out,
Yeah.
but
That,
thankfully it was saved, so it was great that it was saved. So whenever we send campaign through not AI Pro, that gets saved and we can actually pop it up and resend. So
mhm.
again, this is all in the admin portal. This is also can roll out into the partner portal as well, where you could do also campaign for your agencies as well. Okay, just building up that feature. But yeah, it's just I resent it. All right. I see. Mashallah have joined. Hi, Mashallah. Great. You're there. Sorry, had to had to send that email last minute. I'm sure. I think maybe Alfredo will miss it. But although Alfredo reached out and I sent him the link, but I'm not sure if he.
Abhijit, I'm
Yeah,
going to be uh, mute for a while,
that's okay.
so
That's okay. I
so
read.
no worries. I'm hearing, but
All right. Cool.
I will join with you in a couple
That's
of minutes. No worries.
that's great. That's great. No worries. Don't worry. Um, okay, let's give it a start. How was your day, Sean? Is all good? Can you hear me, Sean?
Yes, I can. Yes.
All right.
Yeah. No. So the biggest thing that I've been doing this week is using 11 Labs,
Hmm.
and I would recommend anyone to look at it because when I showed clients the difference between 11 Labs and retail,
Yeah.
everyone just wanted 11 Labs. It was such a big difference. Um, the speech was so much faster. So retail, I felt the latency because of the latency
Hmm.
when you try to over talk the bot doesn't stop straight away. But with 11 Labs, because the latency was shorter,
Hmm.
it's the result is so much better.
More like a human.
Yeah, so I would highly recommend people to try out.
Yeah.
The other thing is, I think 3 or 4 months ago, in order to use 11 Labs, you have to spend a minimum of $1,100
Yeah.
dollars or pounds. Um, but now you can start with five pounds or five
Yeah. Yeah.
dollars.
Yeah. I saw that. Like they have also rolled out this conversational agent with all the pricing tier with some
Yes,
minutes free included, and then you can,
yes.
of course, pay as you go, which is nice. And in Naughty as well, we had vision from the start to have 11 labs integrated. I think
Mm,
we will do that as soon as
yes.
the only caveat with 11 labs is the how we automatically create the webhook connection for every agent regardless the platform. That seems not possible with 11 labs, so there has to be some manual approach that needs to be done because I saw in 11 labs the webhook is a completely different section. It's more like a profile setting rather than an agent setting. So that means yes, we will support 11 labs although, but that means if you use 11 labs agent and use not AI Pro to rebrand it, you can do that, but there will be some manual action that needs to be taken to enable the webhook so that we get to
Okay.
get the analytics and everything out. I already have created the project requirements and everything for the integration.
Mhm.
I think next week it will be there as well. So I'm just
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think that's and so how what I'm thinking about for my own agency is to actually to make retail. So we have a two-tier pricing system,
mm,
and for retail, is for people who wants to try out voice AI
Mm.
and to make it very, very cheap and easy to onboard for people. Whereas
Mm.
11 Labs is going to be the premium service.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, um, yeah, I would just recommend everyone to try it.
Yeah. Hi, Alfredo. Sorry, had to send it later. I was just saying to Shao and Marcelo that I sent the email out in the morning, but at the same time, I hit the deploy button in our application. So our application didn't actually trigger the or the campaign because it was
Okay.
under deployment. So it never went through. And then I realized 15 minutes back that my campaign have never been actually triggered. So I had to do that.
It's okay, no worries, amigo. That's all
Yeah,
good.
no
Cool.
worries. Great. Yeah, I think we all know that we have now created this voice AI mastery as an academy because we really wanted to go like step by step how you should position yourself, how to sell, what are the different strategies that we take in our voice agencies. Probably Shao will come on like uh, often
Mhm.
as a host and a guest and explain his strategies as well in the community in the future. I'm building out all this I would say step by step lessons and strategies that I personally have used, and of course we will take your input as well as you go forward or as you onboard any clients. What are the strategies that you have applied? You can share that all there. um, that's the main idea really, to help out. Like maybe some of us will be focusing on home service industry, and some of us would be maybe legal industry, some of us would be restaurants. And I just wanted to have like a place where we all can just put all those use cases how we have done this, and so everyone can help each other, and then we can grow together. So that's the main motto of that um, one particular community. I had to keep a price tag on that. The reason is because if you don't keep a price tag, what happens is school doesn't like it, first of all, because if they basically make money through the transactions and fees and everything, right? And the second thing is, if we want to later on do advertisements through Facebook or something, Facebook gives us this pixel, right? So Facebook really loves when it sells. So if we keep like a $5 price tag, and if it sells, then Facebook would more likely to send that campaign out to more people. If you keep it free and it doesn't see any sell, I think what I have seen usually is the ad campaign doesn't do well in Facebook and other marketplaces. That's the main reason of keeping that $5 price tag. But I think for you, all of you who are part of the Naughty Pro family, you get access for free. There's no problem. But yeah, that's the main bit. But yeah, the main I think on the my channel, I more talk about the core technical bits, like live gate, web RTC, and very technical bits. But not always technical bits sell well because to sell you need things which are simple, not very very technically complex. I think the main purpose of that community will be to keep things simple, keep things very sequential. Do this and then do that and do that and do that, and then you sell it. That's basically our approach would be in that community. um, Given the community aside, I have been working for last 2 weeks on the knowledge base embedding. We had this idea, and I had a discussion with Shao about create a single knowledge base store and then use it everywhere. For example, you ask your customer to upload the knowledge base, and the embeddings and everything is created at Not AI Pro, and then you use retail, you use Vapi, you use 11 Labs, Ultravox, or our own agent, Nova agent, doesn't matter. The same knowledge base can be reused at multiple places, like any places you want. That was the whole idea. But I was very excited at least a week back when it was all really working well. Like you could with the system that we have developed, that was like you could even upload documents with pictures and flow diagrams, all these bits, and it was still able to really get the detail of the knowledge base, like flow diagram. It could able to capture any photo or images. It was able to capture really well. So I thought like we have done really something really good. But I think with voice AI, you really need like a very fast knowledge base retrieval system, because otherwise it will be like and we the two problem, one is that, and second is we do not have a huge volume of voice agent to test with the knowledge base system. that is a that is the reason why I thought to pause that project, not totally scrap it, but we literally pause the embedding part of it. So now you can actually so knowledge base as a feature is available. That went now, and the integration is also available. So that means if you have onboarded a customer, you can ask the customer to go to your customer portal, your white label branded customer portal, and they can integrate their integration like with whatever tools that they want. Like I think we have listed 8 tools. They can also upload knowledge base like documents and everything. The only thing that we are not doing is embedding those knowledge base. So we are only keeping the knowledge data like the documents and everything. And when you will create agent with 11 labs or VAPI, at the moment until we figure that out, we will create the knowledge base at the VAPI or at the knowledge base itself. So you don't have to think about like where it is being managed. But for clarity, it will be all managed into the platform where you are creating the agent at the moment. Once we sort out the embedding service, then it will all be like within OTI Pro. We don't need to send the knowledge base or the documents and everything to the end platform. So you have the control within this OTI Pro platform. That's that's what I thought of like literally yesterday night. Bit disappointed, but I think that's I don't want it to like push things that would be really difficult to tackle in the future, especially when we start to grow. And the second thing is the other bit I thought really is we are a voice AI enabler, right? We are not a knowledge base and embedding system expert. So it will probably not be a good use of our time to focus on doing research around how to build a better RAG system, because that's not what we are offering. We are more offering as a voice AI solution or a white label solutions, or even create our own voice AI system. But if we change our focus now to build a better RAG system and embedding systems and all these bits, especially the way things are changing, the faster it is changing, probably we'll be a bit off track in our um, what we want to achieve in the future. So that is why I sort of thought that maybe it's best to partner up with companies which are actually working on this area. And one of the provider is Trivi. I don't know if you've heard of Trivi. Shao know about Trivi, I think. So Trivi was one of the provider who VAPI was using as well for the knowledge base. And I have been exploring the options with Trivi yesterday. They seems quite good, and they are all like ISO SOC 2 compliant, GDPR compliant, and everything else, which also is a good thing. Like for us, if we just integrate with them to keep the knowledge base data, it would be all safe and secure and everything, right? So so we have still not decided whether we will go with Trivi or something else, but it is something that is on in the exploration at the moment. And this will the only impact of this is that our Nova agent release will be delayed, because Nova agent needs to have the knowledge base and integration both. So until we figure that out, the Nova agent will not be there. But that doesn't actually will not impact you at all in any way, because the platform is still there. You can still create VAPI, Ultravox, whatever agent you want. You can bring it on and you can sell. You can start selling. It's just our own agent, which we wanted to always release, is going to be a bit delayed until we figure out how we want to tackle the knowledge base problem. But yeah, it's it's more about where we want to put focus and where we don't want to put a lot of focus. Um, yeah, that's all really. I don't know. Just like, give me a moment to check whether the knowledge base feature is alive, so I can quickly just show you how things is gonna work now. Hey, in the meanwhile, if you want to share anything that new that you have seen, or any
Well,
interest.
sorry, going back to your point of, I really like, personally, I really like the idea of the school because in my case, I definitely need, I like to look around so many things, so I get so distracted. So in my case, having like a step-by-step gamification,
Hmm.
uh, uh, way of doing things, it's going to help me a lot because otherwise I start getting distracted by many shiny objects, and then I do not much. So in this
Um,
way, I can just go step by step, day by day,
yes.
and yeah, it's going to be very helpful.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and that's the reason why I did that. It has happened to me as well, and I have this. I don't know whether it's ADHD or something. I have this problem of getting my attention to whatever shiny object I see, and then I put my focus, hyper focus on that one, and then I completely off that, lose my track. And that happened with me. It took a while to actually figure out what I really wanted to track. Like even if you see how when I have started my YouTube channel, that was almost, I don't know, 1.5 year back, 2 year back. I think by this time any other YouTube channel would have grown to 20, 30,000 subscriber, but I was still there because I have been like watching my news feed, and I saw, oh, there's a really new feature, technology. Then I started digging around that, and I was doing maybe SaaS project, and I was creating video about SaaS. And then the next day I saw something like, oh, there's a really new RAG technology. Let's explore that. And then I explored that. I created a video on that. And then the next day I saw, oh, there is a really cool voice AI technology. Let's create let's focus on that, and created something. This has been a problem with me, and I figured out that it took quite a lot of time for me to actually find that, okay, it is the voice AI that I want to pursue. I don't want to pursue anything else. And even with voice AI, now you have so many platforms, so many features, so many strategies, the way you sell and everything. And I actually started my agency as a web agency. I never started my agency as a voice AI agency initially. So I had to slowly shut down that part of the business so that I can fully focus on voice AI stuff now. So yeah, it took quite a lot of time, and I believe that if it is my problem, I'm sure many of the other people will have same problem.
Yeah,
So that's what I thought. Let's do like a step by step, day by day work. So
thank
we
you for
have
that. It's going to be helpful, very helpful.
yeah.
Mm.
Um, cool. The other bit I wanted to talk was okay. Let me first share my screen and show you what is new now in the platform, and then we can discuss other things. So first thing is, let's go to the partner portal. So in the partner portal, there are a couple of new things that's added. So you will see this new section here now in the left hand side. That's called account overview. So now you can track your AI credits, telephony credits, and storage, storage left on the left hand side, and it will be updated as if you would be using the platform. We have given you 100 MB for free, but it will be increased over time. We just need to see the usage pattern, and then we will increase the storage, uh, um, you know the free storage that you will get. This 100 MB you currently have, and the idea is when you enable the knowledge base feature for your customers from the customer portal, like when you enable this, you can allocate how many what are the number of sites that you want to allocate to the customer. Generally speaking, for 80% of use cases, like normal SME use cases, you do not need more than 10 MB of storage, because all you probably need them to upload is their pricing document or their FAQ document or their website script data or something like that, right? That will not take more than 10 MB. I mean, if it is more than 10 MB, then you also have to think about how best I want to use this data in our voice AI agent. You don't want to overwhelm your voice AI agent and everything else. So that is what I thought, like 100 MB will give you like 10 customers to handle with at least. But in case we see that no, from the usage pattern, we see that no, you are actually needing more than 100 MB, maybe 500 MB, we will increase that in the near terms. But that's something that is added. So you can now enable knowledge base from the customer portal for each of your customers. So as soon as you enable that, what happens in the actual in your portal, like your customer portal, your customer get to see a new option called knowledge base. This was not before, and here they can create new knowledge base. Like I can just create a knowledge base, like I don't know, website FAQ, maybe no labs FAQ or something. And once you have that, then you can just go in. So now you're inside. So you can create your customer can create as many as knowledge base. Okay. And each knowledge base, they can create folder and they can upload files. So they can create folder like product manuals or something, or price list. Okay. So product manual as a folder, and then in the folder they can upload files, or they can directly upload file inside the knowledge base. It's just if they want to, if they have like a too many files and they want to organize it, they can do that. Like your client can do that. They can organize files and they can save things in your knowledge base. And as they add more and more files, so then you will be able to track that from your partner portals, how many of your storage are being used. And in future you will also be able to track how many of the storage the user is using. That is also you'll be able to see. So that is something that we have added now. And why we have added this again is when you create an agent, let's say any agent in the future, let's say you will create VAP agent and retail agent, you do not need to go again to those portal and ask your customer to upload knowledge base or something. So from here, when you create agent, you will be able to select the knowledge base, basically the knowledge base that they have created in the customer portal. So this gives you a way to easily manage all the knowledge bases. We will add also an website scraping. So at the moment, it's only file upload feature, but we will add website URL scraper. So that means your customer can just provide some website link from which the system will be able to scrape the data and save it. And it can be used as a knowledge base to be creating, to be used across any provider, whether it's Ultravox, VAPI, retail, or any other new platform. So that's something now. So now if you see, this is now updated as 0.1 of 100 MB as you have started uploading the files. So it will also be updating regularly, and then you will be able to see which customer is using how many knowledge bases, or how many storage of knowledge bases.
Sorry, I have a question on this. So you were saying before that you were not able to do the embedding and stuff, which makes sense. But so are you saying here that if I, for example, if my client adds some files and stuff, then from my end, I will see those files, and then am I basically pushing those files into, let's say, retail, so that retail can have them,
Yes.
or I have to manually put them?
You don't have to manually put them. So when you create like a retail agent, you can select the knowledge base from here. Like it's not there, it's coming. So all the knowledge base that the customer is creating, this knowledge, if let's say website FAQ is the knowledge base name, right? So this knowledge base name will appear here, and you select the knowledge base, and you're able to view the files, and you will be able to select the files, or you will be able to select the whole knowledge base and just create agent. And the platform Naughty Pro will under the hood will create all, like call all the APIs, create all the knowledge base in retail, do the embedding and everything as it is needed, and then it will create your agent and attach the knowledge base with the agent. So everything will be done by the platform. You don't have to go to retail or VAPI and do it like create it manually. You don't have to do that anymore.
Okay. So when you were explaining about this other third-party tool, that's specifically for Nova then, right? Is that
No,
right?
our initial idea was to not send the knowledge base to retail or VAPI or anywhere else. The reason why
Oh, okay.
is because retail VAPI, they charges you for knowledge base.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
gotcha.
so it's not free. It is free for initial one or two not one or two knowledge base, or up to certain chunks or up to certain query, and then they start charging you. So our idea was to help you reduce that cost, and the way you can do that is our idea was we will have our own knowledge base and
Mm.
own embedding system query, and we already have AI credits built in it in the platform. And when you will create the agent in retail, then we simply give them a function call, and
I
the
see.
function call is to do the knowledge base query across Not AI Pro platform, rather than
Mm.
they have the knowledge base itself.
Gotcha.
This will
I
reduce
gotcha.
your cost at the provider, and it is also easy to move around. So tomorrow you think that your customer, you have shown, like Shah was saying, that 11 labs is much better, right? So tomorrow you want to move from retail to 11 labs, the same customer, same agent you want to move. All you will do, you will come to agent migration tool, and you maybe migrate from retail
Gotcha.
retail
Okay.
to 11 labs, and you don't have to ask your customer again knowledge base. You don't have to do manually upload. You don't have to do any of that. The platform will just send the same query, like as a function calling, to 11 labs.
Gotcha. Okay, now it's 100% clear. Thank you.
So and once we get the knowledge base sort of properly working, I think the other advantage for me is the clients will be reviewing the telephone calls a lot more than you would as an agency. So if in the telephones they feel they have missing information, so maybe on the call a customer's asked something which is missing, if the customer can then update the knowledge themselves, then
Yeah,
that's going to be faster and more efficient.
yeah,
Mm.
and there is no manual
So
approach.
that Yeah, so that for me, because so at the moment I have over 40 customers, small customers, and it's very difficult when they call me up and say, "Oh, I've just listened to a phone call and my bot is missing this knowledge. Can you put this knowledge? Can you add this onto onto the bot?" But if I can, with Noti, if I can say, "Look, you just need to update your knowledge base yourself," then it's going to make it so much easier.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
the whole
Okay.
the whole concept about the whole existence of Noti is to help you scale up, and the
Mhm.
way you scale up is to let your customer do self-serve.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do all this nitty-gritty operation yourself, that's a
No.
lot of time being wasted and taken away. So
Yeah,
let them
exactly.
do all the self-serve. We just have a documentation. Maybe we will add some more documentation here, and let them self-serve. That's it. That's the whole idea,
Great.
right? Okay. So that one feature, and the second feature was about integration. And you have already seen that. So now we have integrated with Composio. That's another third-party SaaS, and that has given us access to 300 tool integration right away. We don't want to bring all 300. We want to only bring the one that is probably necessary. We see value or we see requirements, but we have almost 300 plus app integration. I think over 12,000 tools, which is
Mm.
massive number of tools that is available now, and we can add in like anytime. It's just I think matter of days to add a new tool. So tomorrow, if you say, "Hey, Abhijit, I just need my client is using this tool. Maybe they are using some other CRM and or some other booking system, cal.com or something, for example, which is not listed here," and you say, "Can you please add cal.com into the integration so I can ask my client to integrate?" We can just add it like in a day's time because we
Mhm.
have the capability. So yeah, so and again the idea is same. As soon as they integrate any of their existing tools, when you create the agent with retail or VAPI, what happens is you can select the tool that they have already integrated. And this itself is a huge feature. And why I'm saying that is because if you go to retail now, let's say we just go to retail. I don't know if I have open this Google or not. Let me see. Hmm.
So can I ask, for you guys, what are your main voice AI agents? Is it retail? Is it VAPI? What's your choice?
I was testing so far retail because I read that it was one of the best for the language is different than English, but my current issue is that the bot that I created so far, it's good with the Spanish, Mexican Spanish, let's call it, but the numbers it's crushing. I mean, it's I don't know why. For example, I'm asking the bot to say to repeat the number that the client is given, like someone calls and it's oh,
Hmm.
so give me
Yes.
your phone number. And then when she gets the number and repeats the number, it is not even saying it in I don't know what it's saying actually. You cannot understand. It's not saying uno or dos or tres. It's saying like un,
Yes.
wow. So I'm like, what's that? So I'm stuck there right now.
This is one of the problem that there is a platform. Of course, we are going to discuss that more in the community about how you should test your voice agent before you deploy. So there are tools out there which where you can, and I'm also thinking to include those tools in Not AI Pro itself. So what can we do is once you create the agent, or all you do is like test the agent. So this tool will generate the test cases automatically, like different use cases, and it will test the voice agent, and it will come up with the different parameters, the parameters such as consistency, parameters such as utterances, parameters such as clarity, and all these bits. So I am exploring some of the tools, and there are tools outside which actually. So if you want to deploy a production-ready agent, the more time you will spend is not on building. The more time you'll spend is on benchmarking and testing that this is actually working for a production real-life use cases, and you can
But
automate that as well.
yeah, I fix it in a context. For example, in Retro, I fix all the behavior of the agents and how to pronounce, how to spell, how to accept an email. Uh, Maybe the agent is speaking in English and suddenly says the email with at, not with arroba, like us,
Yeah.
and that's it's a small context in Markdown, and it fixes the behavior of the agent. The challenge is when you're suddenly are speaking in English and suddenly turn change to another language,
Mm.
and but it could be fixed in with the context, a very good context. I
Yeah.
don't know if
This
you have
context.
yeah,
Yeah, I was just
that.
showing this feature. One is context, another is use this feature pronunciation. So if you have a specific word you want to say in a way, you can add that here. And there
Mm.
are two different system called IPA and CMU. Usually I use IPA, and then there is a concept of phone me what is it called? Phone me. There is a specific name I forgot. Anyway, there is a the phone me is basically is how you want is to spell out the word. So we are going to talk all of this about in our community as well. But the concept is here you want to specify like uno, but you want to specify like no or something like that, right? and then,
Okay, gotcha.
and then
Okay,
the
cool.
agent will spell it in that way. For example, if i
Uh,
say if I say API is a word, but the agent doesn't know how to spell API. So I just
Mhm.
say A space P/I. So now it knows it needs to spell it as API, not API.
mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Right?
Okay, that's good.
So
Okay.
yeah, so that is how you should use pronunciation properly, and we'll talk about this in more details in the community.
Cool.
But what I'm trying to say is whatever you do in your build, the real life test is a whole different game, because in real life people will talk with this agent in a different way. Like everyone has like different accent, everyone has different way of understanding. So real life test is a whole different game, and there are platforms out there where you can integrate with your voice agent, and that platform will take care of the real life testing. So it will create test cases, different type of test cases, and it will test your voice agent. So we are looking to integrate those into Naughty AI as well. But until we do that, we will cover that in the community in coming days. So and of course, when you use all of these tools and you create a production ready voice agent, that would cost a lot. So we will talk about those costing strategy and everything as well.
And
Okay.
Alfredo, I remember on retail they have a specific documentation on how
Yeah,
better to read
yeah,
phone numbers and emails to people,
Okay.
and there's a prompt that they've got. Whilst Abid is talking, let me see if I can find it. And so they tell you this is how you should put into a prompt. Maybe that can help you.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Thank you. Okay, we'll check it out.
If you find that shout, maybe put that into the community as, or maybe the Discord channel. I think for
Yeah.
that would be great.
Yeah, that'll be great. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. The other thing what I wanted to show you is, if you go to retail and if you want to add function call here, all you see is these bits. You don't see you see like cal.com, and that's it. Like there is no external tool integration. The way you would do that is by custom function. So if you want to do any custom tool integration, you have to get the API and you have to add the API manually here, and you have to test it. Now this is, I would say, something that can be done who is really good at technical understanding, because you need to know what is header, you need to know what is body, you need to know what is query parameters, how it works, all this, like what is timeout, what happens when the timeout happens, all this bit you have to add it, right? So that is why our idea was to have this integration in place in Naughty AI Pro with the tools. So, and then when you create the agent from not from the partner portal, the Naughty AI Pro will take care of adding the custom function. The thing that you would do manually here, the platform will do it automatically for you, right? And this would be so much important, because you don't have to know about or think about the API spec if that gets changed. Let's say you have integrated with Airtable today for some of the functionality, and Airtable has changed their API tomorrow. Then your voice agent will suddenly fail, right? Or maybe you have integrated with Google Calendar, for example, for booking, and Google Calendar have changed their API spec tomorrow, and you don't know, because either you're not tracking those or you are not that much technical or something. So
Mm.
what would eventually happen is, as soon as Google will change their API spec, your voice agent will start to fail to book calendar. So that is the part we wanted to take care as part of the platform. So what will happen is, as soon as Google Calendar will change their API spec, this tool integration will break, and you and your customer from the platform will get an email saying, please reconnect your account or something. And as soon as you reconnect the account, the platform will figure out what all agents this particular integration is already integrated with, like retail or VAPI or something, and then it will update the function accordingly based on the new API spec. So everything's like automated, and this is again the vision. It will take time to get there, because these things are like really complicated to achieve, because we don't know what parameters they would change or something. That is why we wanted to add tool by tool, not add all the 300 app all at once, because I also need to update our AI agent. We already have an AI agent that keeps track of all the API spec, and so I have to update that agent to track if there are any changes happening on any of the tool. Like for example, Gmail have, I don't know if you can see it properly. So Gmail itself have 23 tools. So that means what are tools? Like each function is a tool. Like create a draft email is a tool. Search an email is a tool, or search with search email came from a certain person ID, is it, or certain email address is a tool. So every little function that you can do in Gmail is a tool. And all of this, like Google Calendar have 30 tools. And if any one of the API is changed in any of these tools, that has a potential of breaking the entire automation in voice AI agent. So it's very difficult as an agency. You can sell it, selling is not a problem, but then you have to keep track of all the integrations, and then you have to keep track of, okay, if something fails, how soon you can fix it, and all of this. And that all has to go, because when you go with a client, you would have a contract with the client. There will be some SLA or something that, okay, we will fix it within a 1 day time or 2 day time or something like that. And then you have to figure it out yourself and fix it. But with the platform, the platform will do a lot of the things for you. Maybe not 100% automated, but at least it will inform you that something has changed,
That's
or
great.
it will, so that is the main ideology of having the integration and the knowledge base in the platform itself. So this will ease you to scale up without worrying about a lot of the technical bits as well, and of course reduce the cost.
Question in this regard, do you foresee having them and like sort of like an MCP hub or something that is taking care of all those kind of things?
I no, this tool that you're seeing integrated is not using MCP.
No, I
We
know, but
we
you
do
see that?
have plans to introduce MCP, but MCP is still very new. It's still maturing, and one of the other problem with MCP is, let's say, we let's say you have integrated Gmail. So let's take a use case. A use case is very simple, that the voice agent will pick up a call, talk with the customer, do a Google Calendar booking, and once the calendar is booked, it will send an email, saying that this user have booked a calendar. Let's say this is the simple use case, right? If you don't use an MCP, just with this tool, when you create the agent, you will only select the tool. So you will when you create the voice agent, you will select the tool that search calendar, available slot, and you select the tool book calendar, and you select the tool send Gmail. Only three functions that you will select. So your agent is more likely to call the functions properly. But when you use MCP, what you're essentially doing is you are giving your agent all of the tools, like all of the 30 tools and all of the 23 tools, like total 53 tools, to the agent using the MCP server. And now your agent has more chances of being hallucinated. Plus you are likely to spend more token cost, because now for every prompt that you are sending to the LLM, you are sending all the 53 tools.
Gotcha.
So this is one of the reason why we haven't introduced MCP. Rather, we want to give you the control about what tools you want to use when you are creating the agent.
Okay, makes sense. Okay,
In future, when MCP is matured, improved, and everything, then we will think about all of this.
okay, perfect.
And Abhijit, and the possibility to interact with N8N, for example, and
Yeah,
uh, yeah, because it opened the door to integrate through MCP if it works, or
yeah.
maybe local LLM, or use a local knowledge database as well. I arrived a little bit late, but I don't know if if you could open a door that
Hmm.
it would be a solution for knowledge base, MCP tools, local tools. I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah, so we had a discussion earlier, me and Shao, that I think N8N is something is definitely coming in the platform, and that is for automation plus chat agents. If you want to offer chat agents or any other automation you want to sell to your client and rebranded, that is definitely coming. The other platform that I was thinking is also make.com integration, because make is used by a lot of agencies and a lot of people. So yes, we have plans to add both N8N and make.com, but how this will come is something we have to think about it. Whether it will come in your customer portal, I think not really. At the moment, I don't see it's coming into your customer portal, but it would probably be coming into your partner portal. Like when you go to manage AI agents, there will be a section called manage N8N agents, or manage N8N workflow, or manage make.com workflow or something like that, and you can resell those solutions as well as a rebranded solution. So that's
Okay.
something upcoming. We are actually creating something called widget. So the widget is nothing but uh, we have this vision about making all the website interactive. So to make all the website interactive, we need to have an embeddable widget, right? And what we are doing is we are creating a widget that has both chat and voice features, and that can be rebranded. Like when you go to 11 Labs or retail, they also have widget, but just by looking at it, you know that it's their widget. And these are not very much customizable. Like you can customize, I don't know where it is. You see that. So let's say go to 11 Labs. And if you see this interface here on the right corner, this is their widget. So this widget you can configure, and you can rebrand. I don't want to connect now. You can rebrand, but all you can rebrand is the color, and that's it, and maybe the text, and that's it. But it will still be looking like this. Same for retail. If there is something called retail widgets. Okay, so retail widget look like this. Again, you can customize the color, and you can customize the text here and all this bit. But by looking at it, you would know that it's a retail widget, right?
Mhm.
So what we wanted to achieve is a completely white label one. So we give you 4 or 5 design in the widget design panel, and you choose whichever you want to choose, and then you would customize it, and you can re-embed to your customer portal.
Mm.
Because it is not about your branding, it is more about your customers branding, because these widgets will be into your customers branded website, right? Maybe your customer is a clinic, and you are offering them a voice AI agent on their website. So you want the agent to be the widget to be redesigned based on your clinic customers website design.
Mhm. Okay.
So, and maybe they are a very big customer, and they don't want any anywhere related to retail or VAPI or any of this provider. So that is why what we are planning is to have like a completely redesigned widget that you can redesign yourself, and you can embed that into any of the portal. So that we are
Cool.
working on. Not a very immediate feature, but it's running in parallel. I think we created like four widget design at the moment. One for chat, one for chat plus voice, one for inbound, and one for outbound. So like user, so like let's say you have sold a customer an inbound agent or an outbound agent. Okay, and that means you place this widget into the customer portal, and as soon as they click the widget, it asks for a phone number from the user, and as soon as they do like start call, the agent will call the customer phone number. That's like an outbound widget which calls out the customer. So yeah, that's something we are already working on.
Cool.
All right, I think that's pretty much all we have done last 2 weeks. I think one of the major work that we had to scrap is the embedding service, but that's fine. It will not have any impact on your usability. And 11 Labs is coming very soon, hopefully next week. Anything else you want to discuss?
I'm sorry, just quickly, we have 5 minutes. So, because when I joined the session a little bit late, I heard Ashao talking about precisely about using probably retail or keeping retail for showing potential clients, but then the production would be 11 labs. Why is that, Shao? Why are you thinking that way?
Yeah, Alvaro, if I can explain more fully, I've started to use 11 Labs for all of my clients now,
Oh,
and the reason is there is a very, very clear um, improvement in performance in 11 Labs compared to retail. It's very, very clear. So, and the cost, if the client is active, the cost is very similar per minute between retail and 11 Labs.
okay.
However, um, the big difference is 11 Labs charges you on so they have a monthly fee. So if you don't, so for example, if you have 10 customers, okay, and all of your customers are active and using voice AI, then 11 Labs is fine because you're having to pay, for example, $99 a month, and all the clients are using the credit. That's no problems. But if you imagine you have 10 clients and 8 clients are not very active, they're not using a lot. 2 customers are active, then 11 Labs is expensive because you're paying $99 a month, but only 2 customers are using it. So in that case, I would say you don't need to pay the $99 for 11 Labs. Maybe you can just choose the $22 or $5 a month just for the 2 customers. And for the other 8, use retail, because with retail, you don't get charged monthly, you get charged whatever the customer uses. So
Right.
strategically, you can differentiate the type of customers depending on how much they use. And also, I would say that you can almost create a 2 tier. So retail is for customers who are maybe thinking about voice AI, not so sure, and you can say, look, you can have this for relatively cheap, and you can try it. Whereas for 11 Labs, it's for customers who are serious about using voice AI for their company. And I would say for outbound, definitely 11 Labs will be much, much better than retail.
Okay, gotcha now. Oh, good to know. Thank you.
Does they allow white labeling, Shao? I think it just gives me, I would say, a eureka moment about maybe we could pay $99 and help our partners to just use 11 Labs. But I don't know whether terms of condition is allowed white labeling.
Yeah, so that's a great idea. Maybe we can discuss it, and because so there's the $5 plan where and I think the real limit is the number of minutes and the number of concurrencies. So how many calls can be made at the same
Yeah, that's
time?
the problem.
So then there's the 99, and then there's the $1,000 one, and then there's the enterprise. So as we grow bigger and we've got more members, you're right, Avid. We could be having a naughty account, and then that would be a big benefit for all of our users.
Yeah.
It's just we need to see we are not breaking any terms and conditions. Otherwise, I think
Yes.
it's a good way to help everyone use 11 Labs at cheaper cost rather than even paying like start $99. Maybe we could spend that $99 and then allow the partners to use that, and then maybe start reselling. And if they see higher engagement or interest from customers, I think we could just scale up, right, and charge accordingly or something. Yeah,
Yes.
let's have a discussion. But yeah, we need to read the terms and condition, I guess.
Yes. I mean, I without telling a couple customers, I just upgraded them to 11 Labs because I knew that they were using it. And as they were listening back to the conversation, they said, "What's happened to the bot? It's become so much better quality." So it's always good to get those feedback from customers.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Wow.
Great. Yeah, I think 11 Labs was always on the radar. It was always on our page, but it's just they are now actually focusing on conversational agent, right? They are more focusing on text to speech as a audio platform more. What very recently, I think, and this is all like good sign that all this company, even OpenAI, have now released their voice agent. So I think now everyone is seeing the power and the use cases, which is a good news for us as well, as a platform and everything, because we don't need to spend money on advertising and making people learn about how voice AI is a game changer or can be a game changer in near future. So yeah, good for us and good for everyone, and even for your customers, they will probably looking out for you, like, hey, is there a voice AI service in my town? Uh, because they will be seeing, because if the big companies are doing this, they are more likely to do mass advertising. We don't need to spend that money. All right, good. I think we are just on time. It was a really good session, and hopefully next week we'll have a lot more features and discussions.
That's great.
Great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
See
you.
you at
Yeah.
school.